Hey everybody, welcome to Don't Copy That Floppy. I'm your host Lex.
I'm your other host Dan, and we are your weekly video game news podcast here on chipbit.net. That's Chipbit Radio. Where else can people find us, Lex?
All sorts of social media, Dan, such as YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Steam, and iTunes. Also now on Patreon.
We do have a Patreon. Go check that out if you want to. We would definitely appreciate it. This is going to be our June 24th show, and it's the second part of our E3 2016 coverage.
Yeah, so for those who might be listening live, Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Get all that info in there.
Yeah. This is not a live show. We're pre-recording it because Dan is going on vacation.
Yes.
And since we were planning to have it cover E3 stuff that's already happened anyway, we figured it just made sense.
Yeah.
Record it early.
Yeah.
I'm sure if there's some sort of earth-shattering video game news, like before this broadcasts, I'll post about it on social media or whatever. But yeah, so last time, as you may recall, on our last episode, we covered the first, 3 or 4 press conferences?
3, I believe. It was EA, Bethesda, and Microsoft.
Yes. And today we are going to be doing Ubisoft, Sony,
and the PC show.
The PCGame Show.
As well as some stuff about Nintendo.
Yeah.
With what there is to talk about of Nintendo. And we have one cleanup story from last show, which was a Microsoft story that we didn't quite have time to get to, which is about the Xbox Play Anywhere initiative, I guess you could call it, that they're starting.
Yeah, so they announced at E3 that they're doing this whole Play Anywhere program where you can buy the game on...
If you buy the game digitally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can buy it on your console, you can buy it on your PC, whatever, but then you can play it on those other devices.
Yes.
Without paying again. So when you bought it, you've effectively bought a copy you can play on whatever.
On Xbox One or Windows 10.
Yes.
They did say specifically only Windows 10.
Oh, no love for Windows 8?
They don't want people using Windows 8 anymore. No. Get out of here. I just got Windows 8 on my computer, and I didn't even want to, and now they're telling me that they don't even want me to have Windows 8 anymore.
Exactly.
Jerks. And to reinstall so much crap. It's the worst. They have a short list of games that are going to be their launch titles from... I shouldn't say launch titles. They're going to be the first games that are going to support this and be a part of this initiative. Those are Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, ReCore, Sea of Thieves, Halo Wars 2, Scalebound, Killer Instinct Season 3, State of Decay 2, Ark Survival Evolved, Cuphead, We Happy Few, and Crackdown 3. In other words, all games that were shown at E3 and have yet to come out.
Some we're more excited about than others.
Yeah. So it's not going to be... I'm guessing they're not really going to go back and do this with older titles, necessarily.
Probably not, no.
It's probably just going to be a from now on kind of thing. But still interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting that the fact that Xbox has been losing the console war has caused them to do all of these great things. All these things that
Phil
make things...
Spencer's just backpedaling hard and just giving people everything they want.
It's like everything that people have asked for. He's like, I don't know, will it sell some extra systems? I'll do it.
Just do it. Get it in there. So that is neat. Without further ado, let's get on to the meat of today's show, which will be starting with the PC Gaming Show, which you watched much more attentively than I did. But I have perused the things that were shown at it.
Yeah, I think I missed
it was quite long again.
It was really long, and I think I missed the first maybe 15 or 20 minutes of it.
Yeah.
But I still watched the bulk of it. So the whole thing the first thing that struck me about the PC Gaming Show was that the stage setup is completely different, or was completely different than every other conference that was done.
Yeah. It looks like late night.
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, so so they had the guy who was hosting it, whereas with a lot of these other conferences, the people hosting it are usually the heads of those companies.
Yeah, it's like CEOs, heads of PR and stuff like that.
But for this, because obviously it wasn't a company, so they didn't have one person, they hired someone. They hired this guy who goes by the tag Day 9. I'm trying to remember his real name. It's like Sean or
sort
Scott.
Of advanced android?
No, he's an esports commentator.
Oh, okay. So I believe they had a setup similar to this last year, but it was on a much smaller scale. They were in just kind of like a little room.
Sean Plott.
Okay.
Who does esports commentary for StarCraft 2.
Okay.
I think maybe this only lists StarCraft 2. I'm sure he does it for some other games though. Yeah, and he was hosting, and he had a desk and a chair, and he had a little mug. So it was very much like a late night talk show hosting, and then he had two really nice chairs next to him. And whenever they were going to talk about a game, they'd have the devs come out. Yeah. They'd show the trailer or the footage, and then he'd say a few words to them about the game, and he'd intro everything. And oh my god, it was great. It was I love this format so much more than every other conference format. Partly because of Day 9, Mr. Plott. And
he's just a good host.
He's a really good host because he he had notes on his desk, so it was probably easier for him than other people who are have to memorize stuff. Yeah. But he was, and probably because he's a sports commentator, he was really quick on his feet with everything. He knew all the next things that were going to come up. I never saw him hesitate at any point. He was always like, oh, and wasn't that gameplay great? Okay, next we're going over to this. Here's a segue that I wrote. It's kind of funny, but usually just goofy. And then he also asked them, he was charismatic and kind of funny, and engaged the developers in interesting conversation rather than just saying, when is this coming out? What is this? And he also would talk about how he's like, oh, I'm really excited for this one. I love this franchise, or things like that, where it was also like, oh, you're clearly a gamer.
You actually play video games. Yeah. Which is nice. That's always refreshing. When somebody actually plays video games.
When somebody actually plays video games.
And decides to talk about them.
So that was awesome. But in terms of the meat of the conference, so it was a lot of games. Mm-hmm. And then also some hardware, because it's the PCGame Show, and they like to show off hardware.
Graphics cards.
And as we talked about last time, that glorious backpack.
That cool VR backpack.
But no, this lady who was like the AMD CEO or something, I guess, came out with a briefcase, and she was like, look at these graphics cards. And she opened the briefcase and just took out two graphics cards and held them up.
I have a picture of them right here.
The Radeon RX 470 and RX 460.
And the 480? They're two lower end cards that go along with the RX 480.
Oh, okay.
So she's like, we know we have this $200 card that's really cool, but check out these other cards that are more affordable and also cool.
So
whoa. $200 isn't all that expensive.
That's really cheap.
For a high-end
graphics card? That's dirt cheap. But no, so that was...
460 is being billed as an esports card, which means it's for Dota 2 and League of Legends.
Yes. No, this was this was the only part of the show that I was bored by, just because
you don't care about looking at computer chips.
I don't care about looking at computer chips, and if you're going to show me computer chips, make a freaking video where you show them. Don't have someone just carry them onto the stage.
Here they are.
Because that looks really awkward and weird.
I want someone to just carry an Xbox One Slim out onto the stage, cradling it like a child, and just be like, look at it. Look.
Can you see it?
You can get it. It's little...
Audience, don't you enjoy what I'm showing you? And the audience would just be like, I can't see what you're doing.
Did you feel... So clearly you really liked the PC conference. Did you feel that it was a bit long-winded overall? Do you feel like they could have pared it down?
I think they could have, but it didn't feel like...
It didn't need to be?
Yeah, the only part that was boring was the graphics card thing, and that's just because I'm not a hardware person. But in terms of, each game that they showed, none of those were long to me. Right. They all felt like they were pretty concise and well put together. It was just that there were so many of them.
Why don't we talk about some of those games?
Oh, there were some great ones. There were some great indie games. Do you want to talk about the more indie stuff, or do you want to talk about the more mainstream stuff first?
We can kind of go through all of it. I have a little order of things here. I don't know if it's the order they were shown in or what.
I'm pretty sure it is. So we're going off a little rundown article from PC World.
Yeah. Which starts with Dawn of War 3.
Yeah.
The Warhammer 40k real-time strategy game. that looks exactly like you'd expect it to.
It does. It looks exactly like you.
But that's fine, because Dawn of War, I don't know about the first one, but I know at least the second one was very well received. A lot of people really enjoyed it.
I've actually played a lot of the first one, and the first one has like 1 million expansion packs.
Oh.
And I liked it a lot, and it was like a more traditional RTS game.
Right.
Whereas the second one is like you build squads of units, or you just start with squads of units.
Okay.
And then have to get abilities for them and keep them alive and like refresh the squad. So it's not really like a regular RTS game.
It's got a different style to it.
Yeah, which actually makes more sense in light of the way the tabletop game is played.
Yeah, definitely.
It's actually way more like that.
Because you don't have buildings and stuff in the tabletop game for
Yeah.
the most part. You're not building a base, you're just fighting with armies against each other. So that makes sense.
It makes sense. I didn't like it as much as I liked the first one, but it was still pretty good.
Right.
And I don't really know what direction they're going in for the third one, because they showed off gameplay which was just like troops fighting each other, and it was top down, but I couldn't tell if what we were going to be doing was base building or just squad management.
They kind of just showed a bunch of cool units shooting each other and burning each other and chopping each other apart.
And that was I mean,
that's Warhammer 40k.
It is.
We had an indie game announcement from the makers of Don't Starve and Mark of the Ninja, a game called Oxygen Not Included, which looks to be, they have a very short trailer for it.
Yeah.
And it looks to be a space colony simulator. So probably we can think along the lines of Don't Starve, where you have to keep a group of people alive against all odds.
In space.
In Don't Starve, you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And you just have to build yourself a little, like, house area, get food, and fight monsters. So this seems like the same thing, except in space, and it appears to have multiplayer of some kind, or at least multiple characters that are doing things at once. So that could be fun.
Yeah.
But not much more to say about it at the moment.
They talked about Ark Survival Evolved.
So Ark,
I think it was an expansion, or just updates that they're bringing to it.
Because there was this game, Ark. Was Ark Survival Evolved the one that was on Steam Greenlight recently, or was that Ark something else with dinosaurs?
I mean, Ark Survival Evolved does have dinosaurs.
It does,
but it's like
I don't know if this is a sequel to that game or if this is the final version of that game.
I think it's the final version of that game.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
dinosaur stuff.
It's actually one of like Ark is sort of. For those who don't know, I mean, you're hanging out with dinosaurs. You get to ride dinosaurs.
It's Dinotopia.
Yeah, it's Dinotopia. But it's sort of held up as the poster child for a very successful Greenlight game.
Yes.
Because it just has a great fan base, and the fans like contribute stuff to it. There's modding things,
and there's a game to play.
And there's a game to play, and they've actually
nice.
Yeah, they've stuck to the development cycle they said they were going to do, and everything is getting done, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So there's they talked about updates that were coming to it. More dinosaurs, I guess.
And Dinosaur put Castle on his back.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even care. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it.
But not super exciting. Now this was one of my favorites.
Giant Cop.
Did you see the trailer for this?
I have not watched the trailer for this one yet.
Oh my god, it's so good. So this is an indie game, and it's a VR game too. I forgot about that. But you play a giant cop in Los Angeles.
You're
huge. In 70s Los Angeles.
Yeah, and you gotta throw people.
Yeah, well the thing is you could just kind of do whatever.
Because you're a cop. The law has no limits.
Exactly.
Do whatever you want. Abuse of power.
There's like they show in the trailer, there's like someone gives you a case where like a purse has been stolen, and you have to look around for the purse snatcher. And the whole thing is like you have a magnifying glass, like a detective magnifying glass, because that's
how you see people.
How you see people, because they're so small compared to you.
Yeah.
So it shows the guy finding the perp with the purse.
Yeah.
Looking at him through the magnifying glass, and not picking him up, then using the magnifying glass to just hit him like a golf ball, and the perp just flies into the ocean.
I like there's like a group of protesters or something you need to break up, and he just picks up a bus and throws it at them.
Yeah.
So this is one of those like goofy VR things, where it's just like justice above all. That's a good pun title. It was just a goofy little game that's probably fun for a little while, like Goat Simulator or something.
Yeah,
like got some personality to it. It looks neat.
It's a I saw it and I was like, fun indie game. I am into it.
This one I'm interested in.
Oh, this one looks really cool.
Because I played a lot of the original Mount and Blade.
I had never even heard of this franchise until the PC Game Show.
I played this game. I got this game for like $2 on Steam, and I played a ton of it. It's pretty cool, if not very flawed.
Yeah.
But Mount and Blade, not Mountain Blade, because that's what everyone calls it, Mountain Blade. But it's Mount and Blade.
Yes.
Is like a medieval warfare game where you pick a faction of these like 7 or 8 kingdoms. There's like a Middle Eastern kingdom, there's like a Norse one, there's like French guys, there's like English dudes. It's, you know, they're kind of, there's a Mongolian style like steppe bandits kind of faction as well. It's kind of cool where you get to be a Khan.
Nice.
And you build up a big army, you go fight other big armies and take castles, and you take prisoners, and you build stuff in your castles to make you money, like silkworks. You always build silkwork because they make you the most money. You'd be an idiot if you didn't.
I know, right? Silk is the best.
And you go talk to kings, and you're like, yo, make me a cool lord. And they're like, alright. And then you go feast with them, and then they're like, yo, we should go mess up some dudes. And the king's like, let's roll. And then you go roll with the king for a while and mess up some dudes. And he's like, sick. And it's basically just like be a medieval asshole simulator. And go whack people with a poleaxe all day. What's fun about it, though, is in the combat, you have all of your troops, which can literally be like hundreds of troops, AI-controlled, all on the screen at the same time, fighting all the enemy troops, and you get to control one guy. It's really neat.
Just one.
You're just one dude, but you can give yourself all the gear, like the best gear and stuff, so you're like a cool guy. And you can have a horse if you want, but it's very fun, and has kind of a goofy but effective combat system.
Well, that's cool.
It's easy to die, but it's easy to kill. So this sequel looks really good.
Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord is what they announced here.
Yes. This has been in the works for a little bit, but we hadn't really seen a ton of it.
Yeah, and it seems like the big thing that they're adding is there's all sorts of sieges that you can do.
So there were sieges in the original, but it mostly was just, there's the castle, and there'd be a few ladders on it, and it's like, climb up the ladder and get inside. But now there's actual, like, siege weaponry, like catapults and trebuchets and ballistas and things like that you can use to damage the castles themselves. And there's battering rams to get through the doors, which you couldn't really do before. It looks really
there's also castle defenses. If you're defending the castle, you can pour
like hot oil on guys.
Yeah, throw rocks down on them.
Look at him go! He's like, "Gah!" Chopping those dudes up with his big old sword. So this is Mount and Blade. This is a big cluster, this mess of dudes hitting each other with weapons. That's the game.
That's the game.
That's the game right there. That's it. That's every siege.
But no, it also looks like it's significantly prettier than the first Mount.
Yes, the first one's real janky looking.
Yeah.
I hope Jeremus is in this game. He was the coolest like sidekick you could get.
So that's Tail Worlds. Developer Tail Worlds are the guys who are making this. So they talked about it. Looked real cool.
Yep. I'm excited.
Let's see. We had something, The Surge. I don't remember that.
It's the thing, isn't it the thing by the developers of, what's it called? Lords of the Fallen?
Yeah, I don't know what that is either, though.
Lords of the Fallen was a game that came out, it was a Western-developed game that was like, we're just like Dark Souls, it's cool.
Oh.
And it was not just like Dark Souls, it was actually a pretty mediocre game.
Sounds real bad.
And now they're like gonna do the same kind of thing, but with sci-fi.
And with 90s soda?
Which strikes me as just them trying to beat From Software to it. So when From Software inevitably makes sci-fi Souls, and it's way better than this, everyone can be like, but they did it first!
They did it first, and they did it worse. Also,
I shouldn't speak too soon, I guess.
Yeah, it could be really good. It's just there isn't a whole lot of evidence to support it being really good. I like that it's called The Surge, though.
I don't. It makes it sound like an energy drink.
I know. It's stupid, but I love how stupid it is. Like, it's a terrible name for a game. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about...
Cliffy B.
Yeah, Cliffy B. He came out on stage. He had some sweet kicks. They talked about his kicks for a little while.
God.
he is coming, came to the show with his project. Lawbreakers. Now, we've been talking about before about how he went and he started a studio and he's working on a project and he was all like, oh, don't want to talk about it. What could it be? Could it go in this whole different direction? No, you're just making it Unreal again.
He's making a bunny hopping zero-G shooter with a grappling hook.
Yeah, he's making Unreal again, except it has a grappling hook.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's funny because that Quake Champions game was talked about, which we talked about last time. And what was the show? Bethesda?
All your favorite heroes from Quake.
Yes. So Bethesda announced Quake Champions, and it was funny that Cliffy B announced Lawbreakers in the same show, because Lawbreakers is just the, good-looking version of that.
Yeah,
basically.
That showed gameplay.
Yeah, that showed a lot of gameplay, and I was like, yeah, that looks pretty solid. There's a lot of low-gravity bunny hopping going on. All sorts of kill shots.
Blazinski said that there was going to be a public alpha at some point, too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So that's really cool.
He also made a dig at... well, I guess he didn't really make a dig, but a lot of the internet perceived it as him making a dig at Overwatch. Because he was...
Oh, did they?
Because he was asked by Day 9... I should just call him Sean Plock, because calling him Day 9 seems weird.
Well,
even though he was asked, the same thing that I would ask him if I was interviewing him, which is another reason why I like the hosting so much in this, which was... how are you making this game because of the success of games like Overwatch? How much is this like Overwatch?
Right.
And the answer that Cliffy B gave was okay, Overwatch is cool, and I like playing it. My wife loves it. She's real good. But what I'm trying to do is, if Overwatch has more of a sort of Eastern sensibility to, its art style, I'm trying to make a game with more of a Western sensibility, which is the kind of games he's already made, so it totally makes sense.
Overwatch is anime as hell.
That's the thing that he said. He didn't say it's anime, but he basically said it was anime.
It is
and
anime.
man, did Twitter get upset when he said that?
That's baffling to me, because
it's
Overwatch is so anime. Why do you think I like it so much?
It's got a girl in a mech suit in it.
Yes. And she has little, tattoo things on her faces, and she says anime phrases.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. There's a pink-haired Russian woman who looks like an anime character. Straight up.
It's
so anime.
It's baffling that it's made by a company that isn't based in Japan.
Reinhardt has a skin that makes him look like Gurren Lagann.
I didn't know that.
He has a big red,
oh my god,
skin that looks sick with a face on his chest.
That's amazing.
It's so cool.
That's great.
Hanzo and Genji are characters in the game. They're so Japanese. It's a robot ninja and an arrow man. And they shoot dragons at each other.
So, yeah.
So anime.
So Overwatch is super anime, and that was... And Cliff Blazinski was like, hey, Overwatch is kind of anime. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just trying to make a game that's non-anime.
It's not anime. Cliffy B doesn't want to make an anime game.
That's fine.
Blizzard did.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anyone says, Blizzard made an anime game.
They did. and people are loving it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't understand why people got upset about that. That was weird.
Because people just are like, oh, I don't like anime. Anime's stupid. I don't like it.
Well, they were like, oh, Cliffy B is such a jerk. Why would he just stereotype it like that? And I'm like, dude, it's...
putting me in a box, man.
It's so anime. Come on.
Put my anime game in a box.
Let's see, what else did we have? We had
VR backpack and graphics cards.
Yeah,
Serious Sam VR.
Well, I don't really care.
It's a fun shooter, but not that exciting. The new game by Don't Nod Entertainment, who made Life is Strange.
Ooh, we got to see some of that.
Which is kind of cool. Vampire. Which looks very interesting.
Didn't look like... It looked weird.
Looks way different from Life is Strange.
Well, that's certainly true.
I'm happy about.
That was another great part of...
Not that Life is Strange is bad. Just, it's cool to see them doing something so different.
Another great part of Sean Blatt's hosting was it literally showed the trailer and then it cut to him and he's like, so that's different from Life is Strange.
yeah. Totally.
But no, so... The thing that I thought was weird about the trailer was... He's fighting these guys, and you hear this, him talking, or maybe it's voiceover about how he's a vampire, but he doesn't, do very vampire-y things until he's fighting, the last guy, and then he makes all these shadows, envelop the guy and, tear him apart. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool, but vampires don't do that.
but vampires do.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So that was
We're
weird.
blowing it wide.
We also saw just very, very little gameplay. It was just him beating up like 5 guys.
I mean, this was the debut of anything really for this game, not just concept art. So, you know,
and it's pretty.
It looks good.
It looks real pretty.
It looks much nicer than Life is Strange did, actually. So good for them.
So that was cool.
I mean, they did well with Life is Strange, though, so I'm not surprised that they're able to put out something a bit nicer looking and more ambitious. We had some stuff for Killing Floor 2, which, I mean, a lot of people like. I don't really know a whole lot about Killing Floor.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it either.
There's content pack, and there's going to be a VR experience with a creepy dude in it. Look how creepy he is.
He's real creepy. Speaking of VR, though, Super Hot.
Super Hot VR, which we all knew was coming, but they showed a trailer for it.
Okay.
That game, I think, will be way cooler in VR than not. And it's already pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it would totally be cool in VR.
Yeah, that's a game made for VR.
Ooh, I was very excited about this next one.
This is Obsidian's thing.
Yeah, so Obsidian came on, and they're like, hey, we're making a new game.
Yeah.
It's called Tyranny. Yeah. And it's all about... The premise is like if a sort of tyrant warlord guy was able to succeed and conquer the whole world... And then it's an RPG set in the world that he has conquered.
Right.
So you make a character, and then you choose whether to support the tyrant and be part of his...
Or try to rebel against
Or try and rebel against him. And then even when you're supporting... Even like when you're working within his organization, there's options to like try to overthrow him. Or
him.
Yeah, or just betray his cause for the rebels and like stuff like that.
And it is an isometric RPG.
Yeah.
As we would hope.
Yeah, Obsidian did so well with Pillars of Eternity. They're like, let's just keep doing it.
Holding it down. Keep making those Baldur's Gates.
Oh my god, so good. I love the Baldur's Gates.
Right. Yeah.
So that was great. They showed gameplay from it, but not a whole lot.
Very little. I did see the trailer for this one. Yeah.
Lots and lots of concept art, and it looks all really good. And gameplay looks cool too. It's got the art style isn't really all that different from Pillars of Eternity or Baldur's Gate. There's just sort of a different, I want to say, like, aesthetic to the sort of the architecture in the world, but otherwise graphically it doesn't look that much different.
We probably need to move along a little bit so that this whole show is not just us talking about PC games.
Listen, I love the PC Game Show.
They showed off in a little game called Observer, which is made by the developer who made a recent horror game called Layers of Fear that's quite good.
Oh, okay.
So this is something to keep an eye out for, like a spooky... it's a very short teaser.
That's why I don't remember it. It was like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's very short. We have Drop Zone, which is an RTS combined with a MOBA game. So... Okay.
The Arma 3 guys came out. I don't know who cares about Arma, but apparently somebody
People
does.
care about Arma.
I don't get it.
There's some people who really care about Arma.
Turing Tests.
It's a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Robots.
Very mysterious.
Yes.
Pretty, though.
Yeah. Dual Universe.
Dual Universe is so dumb.
What is this? I don't think
I saw the trailer and it was like, look, I'm a guy, I'm going to get in this spaceship. I'm going to fly in this spaceship, I'm going to fly out of the atmosphere, I'm going to fly to another planet, I'm going to land. And it's just No Man's Sky, except you can build cities.
Yeah, and we'll see how well it actually is executed.
It's like super derivative.
Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know.
Day of Infamy is a trailer for a World War II game with not very good graphics.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It's like, Day of Infamy, and then it shows people like on Normandy, and I'm like, dude, I don't need to play Normandy in another video game.
The problem with this is, here's the thing: I'd be interested in this game if this was like a top-down strategic combat game, and I could forgive the kind of janky graphics for that too, because assuming you're going to be mostly looking at it from a zoomed-out perspective.
Yeah.
But this trailer didn't tell me that. This trailer didn't tell me anything.
Not really.
It just showed some World War II stuff. But I don't know what kind of game this actually is.
And we don't need more World War II games. We just don't. So I saw this and I just sort of tuned it out. I don't care.
Yeah, I didn't really pay much attention to it.
Really cool game though.
People who made Chivalry.
Yeah, Torn Banner Studios. They're making
a Magic game.
Yeah, Mirage Arcane Warfare. Which, I mean, it kind of seems like an Overwatch clone a little bit. It has a sort of similar graphic style. Actually,
mostly just because it's colorful.
I mean, it is really colorful. So the graphics are super stylized, and you're going around fighting people, and it supposedly has a very deep combat system because the chivalry was all about that.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a similar thing, but now there's magic. And it looks really cool. Yeah. It was one of the things I saw at the PC Game Show that I was...
I mean, chivalry's neat, so more of that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Warframe, a popular little free-to-play game, is getting a new game mode that's pretty much just Rocket League, but you play as robot ninjas, like in Warframe. So that's fine.
Sure.
And they showed a bunch of stuff for Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and it looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
That's about all there is to say about that one.
It does look really good.
It looks great. There's no real big new information from what they showed. It was more just like, here's a look at all this cool stuff from Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Doesn't this game look good? You bet it does. Go buy it.
You bet it does.
So that's about it for PC.
Do you want to do Ubisoft next? Yes, you have Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Okay, so... next we had Ubisoft and back again to host.
I hated Ubisoft's conference.
Did you hate the hosting though?
I hated it marginally less than usual.
I know, right? That's what I thought too. I'm like, Aisha Tyler.
She was less obnoxious this year than she has been in past years.
Past years, she's gotten so awkward because she's like gone into the audience and tried to talk to people who didn't want to talk to her, and she's made all these really bad jokes that like don't land.
This time she just hosted.
She just hosted and she made a couple of bad jokes that didn't land.
It was fine though.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah,
totally.
We're not
passable.
Big fans of Aisha Tyler's hosting, as you can tell.
Yeah, like her as a person, she seems amazing.
She's fine,
like a super nice person who clearly really likes video games.
Yeah, and does a lot of other cool stuff too.
Yeah,
like Archer.
Yeah.
But as a host, not really a fan.
It's baffling to me that she keeps being invited back to keep hosting.
It's like who?
But in terms of what they showed off, also didn't help.
They had there was one part of this show that stood out for me, and we'll get to it. The first thing it showed was Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Guess what? It's a Tom Clancy game.
Yeah.
Some dudes are talking about how there's some other dudes, and they need to get them, and then they go get them.
They get dudes.
There's dudes, there's guns, there's sneaking, there's car chases. Like, the car chase part looked good, but it was still just like, here's your Tom Clancy game.
Tom Clancy. Don't you love his books?
Unfortunately, there's nothing else to talk about with that.
Don't you love his books? No, you haven't read them?
They showed off Watch Dogs 2, which was some of the cringiest game demo I have ever watched.
You know, I didn't catch this part of the conference, I don't think.
Dude, this game, it's like embarrassing. it really is. This is like the most built by committee, like, appeal to the kids nowadays who think hackers are super cool and want to be this rebellious counterculture.
Wait a minute, I think I did see this.
It's so bad.
In that, did you see the drone? Do you have a drone?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because isn't that topical?
Yep.
Everybody's got drones now.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. And there's a guy with a mask that has little emoticon faces on it. And they go and they mess with a politician who kind of reminds me of a real politician who's running for office right now.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Whoa,
yeah.
Wow, what a clever parallel they did there. Wow, we gotta take that guy down, because he doesn't like the people, and we're for the people, which is why at the end of this trailer we pull out guns and we shoot innocent human beings. Seriously, Watch Dogs, people developing this game, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
I hate this franchise. It is so manipulative and shallow and just poorly put together, and it's capped off by the fact that they can't even have the integrity to make a game that actually entirely revolves around hacking, and they have to put shooting into it to make anyone care. Or they think they do.
There's also this weird thing where they talk about, I don't think in the trailer, but in some sort of thing I was reading about it, where the main character is really upset because, it's set in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And he's upset because of, gentrification and how all the rich people are moving into the city and now he can't live there.
Of course.
But then I was thinking about the game itself, and I'm like, okay, so you're making this game that's... The people who are going to buy this game are the people who have a bunch of money who can afford to buy the latest console and the expensive video games. So it's all the, people who have benefited from gentrification.
Yeah, take down the man. buy our game to support the man.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's the worst.
It made me long for Watch Dogs 1's like concept.
Because at least Watch Dogs 1 was just, I'm Hacker Man.
Yeah, and he was a
Where
jerk.
This has all this veiled, like, manipulative crap to make you be like, look, we're with the rebellion. We're like, yo, Anonymous, man.
Oh my god,
like,
it reeked of Anonymous.
It's the worst. It's so bad.
Which was one of the things, again, when I think back to Watch Dogs 1, Anonymous had already existed when that game came out. In fact, they were probably more popular then than they are now.
Yeah, now they just troll ISIS on Twitter.
Yeah, and that's a job somebody's got to do.
I mean, somebody's got to do it. It's a noble cause.
But at least when Watch Dogs 1 came out, they weren't derivative of that thing that already exists. They made their own thing, but for this, they're like, nah.
No, this game disgusts me. I didn't think a game could disgust me more than Watch Dogs 1.
But it happened.
They outdid themselves. So stupid.
So next, they talked for a really long time about this game called Steep, which I fell asleep during.
It's a snowboarding, parachuting, skiing game.
Yeah, you snowboard. It's pretty.
They mapped mountains, like real-world mountain areas, and it's for extreme skiing and sports.
And if, like, you're into that, then I guess I'm glad there's a video game for you in the modern generation.
If you're into that, it looks great.
Yeah.
We are not into
No, I did not care.
The best part of those trailers was when somebody, like, hit a tree, and you actually heard them go, like, ah! They and then like a cracking noise.
Next we had the South Park game,
Fractured Butthole.
Yeah,
this was my favorite part of Ubisoft.
It was pretty good
because they had Matt Stone and Trey Parker come out
like they did for the other game,
and talk about the game. Those guys are always on point.
Mm-hmm.
They're very funny. They're good talkers.
Yeah,
things like this. The stuff they showed off from the game was funny. They showed off a totally redone combat system compared to the first game that this one's going to have. It looks great. A lot more depth going on with that. They fully revealed it's going to be about superheroes. The kids are not playing fantasy anymore. They're playing superhero.
Yep.
And the whole plot is about Cartman trying to get them their own cinematic movie franchise of their superhero movies, because at the end they have that long thing with the list of all the phases. They have this big argument about it. It's really funny.
It's great.
Really good. So that looks like a lot of fun. And the first South Park game was quite good. So I am hoping this one is as well.
Yeah.
So
it's a great sort of a sunny patch in this conference.
And, Trey Parker burned Kanye West super hard.
Oh, what did he say? I don't even remember.
Because there's that episode where they say Kanye West is a gay fish. Because of that joke where it's like, do you like fish sticks?
Oh,
and then Kanye West says, yeah, I like fish sticks. And they're like, so you're a gay fish. And Kanye West is like, I'm not a gay fish. And the whole episode's about how he ends up figuring out that he is a gay fish. And he goes and lives with the other fish in the ocean. And sings a song about it.
Oh.
But they talked about how in the game there's a gay fish, and the gay fish is trying to get his mom into heaven. And he's trying to raise money to get that to happen, because right now Kanye West is developing a video game about his mom going to heaven.
Oh.
So they're just like, oh, Kanye West.
See, I didn't know Kanye West was developing that game.
There were some levels to this right now
Ooh.
that he dropped on people, and not everyone in the audience got it.
I see.
But I thought it was funny.
It's pretty good.
They showed off more For Honor.
So For Honor, when we saw it first last year, I was super not excited about it.
I was very ambivalent.
Because it just seemed like a game where you fight...
Samurai Knight and Viking fight each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this time we saw more trailer stuff.
It has a story?
It has a story. Not a particularly good-looking story, but a story.
Bad, evil magic people fucked up the world, and all the people got closer together, so then they were like, oh my god, who's these guys?
We gotta fight over resources.
And they revealed that there is a fourth faction in the game, which are like the evil people.
The evil lady runs it. So that was weird.
They showed a cool gameplay demo.
Yeah, that was what sold me on it. Actually, the gameplay,
like a single player, like third person action game thing.
Mm-hmm. And he goes in, beats up a bunch of guys, and then fight
the samurai.
Yeah, and then has a boss fight, and it just seemed like the combat in it was like super well thought out.
A lot of environmental interactions as well.
Yeah.
You just push people off railings and stuff to kill them, and very interesting.
Yeah, that was totally cool. I did
way more than I expected to.
And it's just a beautiful game.
Yes,
like it's so pretty.
Nice looking. Updates for The Division.
I mean,
for all you Tom Clancy lovers out there.
The Division's getting updates.
Just Dance 2017, which I kind of missed. Like, they didn't really talk about it.
Yeah.
but that's fine.
That's just as well.
Star Trek VR game.
Oh no. That was so weird.
Oh, I like it though.
They had a bunch of cast members from all the different Star Trek
Carl
series.
Urban was there.
Carl Urban was there.
Carl Urban.
Which was great. It was really weird to see Carl Urban and LeVar Burton just hanging out
together playing a Star Trek VR game.
So
yeah, they had LeVar Burton all up in it for this one.
Oh yeah.
Like, he came out and he was like, "This is super cool. This is Star Trek." Like.
But no, the way it works is you put on your VR headset and you choose a role as one of the bridge crew.
Yeah.
And then someone is the captain, and they like give orders to be like, "Oh, we need the shields up. Whoever's in charge of the shields need to do that." Yeah.
It's kind of like Sea of Thieves, but on the Enterprise instead of a pirate ship.
And I think you can only be on the bridge. You can't like do other things.
That's stupid. I want to go to the holodeck.
Well, yeah. I mean, go to the holodeck, you're basically just playing a game within a game.
You can do whatever you want.
Oh, no.
Play a different VR game. You can make your very own Captain Picard.
We're going to play Super Hot in the Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah.
No, but the thing that struck me about this game is that the graphics look super ugly.
It's not very pretty looking.
Like, it's a real dog of a game. And it's funny because all of the people who were playing it were like, you know, these 30-year-old or older actors.
Right.
And then LeVar Burton, who's like much older, came out and he's like, "This game is incredible." And I'm like, dude, I don't think you know what modern games look like.
Hey, LeVar Burton may not know what modern games look like, but he knows what he likes.
Well, that's true.
Maybe this game promotes reading.
I hope so. LeVar Burton could teach me to read any day.
Yeah, his voice hasn't changed a bit. It's just like I'm reading Rainbow whenever I hear him talk. It's really great.
It is great. It's like a game that I thought is kind of like a fun party game.
Yeah.
But outside of playing it for like an hour or two with friends, I don't see playing it very much.
Really like Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, really hardcore Trekkies, I guess, would be super into it, but it just doesn't look very good, so I didn't get that excited about it.
Yeah, I thought it was neat.
Yeah.
Then they have the sequel to Grow Home. It's called Grow Up. It's a game about a robot growing plants to get to space.
Well.
Then Trials of the Blood Dragon, which had a fantastic trailer.
It did.
Like B-movie style action figure trailer.
Yeah.
It was great. You and me both talked about how we're not particularly interested in the Trials games.
No, I loved Blood Dragon, and I loved the trailer, and I almost want to play it because I love Blood Dragon so much, but I'm like, I don't care about the Trials game.
It looked neat, though. Like, it's got some fun stuff going on, and it's already out.
Oh, man.
Announced that it was out after the show, so
go play. When they started to announce it, I got so excited.
Because you thought it was just more like Blood Dragon?
Yeah, I thought it was a sequel to Blood Dragon, and then that wasn't true. And I was really sad. But if they're still making Blood Dragon stuff, I don't know, maybe we'll get a sequel at some point.
They talked about the Assassin's Creed movie, whatever. They talked about they're giving away a free game every month this year. In June, it's Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Sure. And they showed off this VR game called Eagle Flight, and I'm going to be completely honest, looks bad.
It's just you fly around.
You're a VR eagle, and you have to play capture the flag.
Yeah.
And you bump into each other, and you can shoot gusts of wind at each other, just like real eagles.
Just like real eagles.
But this demo was hilarious because they had like 8 people up on stage with VR headsets in a line, and they were playing the game, so they were just sitting there in a line, all just looking around. Like, it looked really dumb. And they had someone commentating on it, but there was nothing interesting to say. It's like, oh, and Andrew has the flag now. Oh, he got taken out by a gust of wind from Jennifer. It was stupid. So that was all for Ubisoft.
Yeah, pretty much. Not
much of any interest.
No.
South Park and
For Honor
were
cool.
the highlights for sure.
Yeah.
Sony, however.
Oh my god.
Wowie zowie.
It was save the best for last, except technically Nintendo came last, but you know what?
Nintendo had a good showing too.
They did.
Honestly. Nintendo had the one big thing. Sony, though, the biggest thing to say about their conference was almost entirely just game trailers.
And they really... So remember when we were talking about... Oh shoot, what was it? Bethesda? And how they had really cool stuff to show, but they presented it in an awkward way.
Yes, like the Dishonored 2 footage was paced really bizarrely.
So Sony was like, okay, we know we got all this footage. We're going to pace everything perfectly. We're going to do, like, great intros and outros.
Yep. Do a few little trailers.
Make like, mysterious stuff. Cool and mysterious. Yep. And it was beginning to end just like really well executed conference.
And it was short and concise. It was only about an hour.
Yeah.
And they just were like, here you go.
So it started, for those who didn't see it, and I actually recommend out of all the conferences,
just watch it.
Watch this one.
Just a bunch of games. Like,
yeah, and it like flowed really well. It was great. But it starts off and it's just like they have an orchestra, and the orchestra is just
orchestra. Yeah, was doing the music live for the trailers.
For all of the trailers, weren't they?
Yeah, almost all. Not all.
There might have been a couple.
Kojima's trailer did not. Was not done by them.
Kojima.
We'll get to him.
Everything's got to be just right for him.
We'll get to him. So the first thing
is they start playing and everything, and I'm like, do I recognize this track? This sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, me too.
And then you see like this like Nordic wasteland, and this kid is just like, "Oh, Dad, like what? I gotta go hunt. We don't have any food."
See, I thought this was Horizon Zero Dawn.
So did I.
Yeah, because of the clothing. They had the caveman style clothing. He's like, "Dad, we gotta go hunt." And he runs in the cabin.
And Dad's like, "You gotta get ready." And like, your mom is dead. You gotta hunt now.
You gotta do it.
and then the dad walks out of the shadows, and it's Kratos.
And Kratos walks out with his new metal beard.
Oh my god! So
and at first I was like, "Oh, Kratos, this sucks." I thought this would be cool. Kratos is a jerk. I don't like him. But then I watched the rest of the gameplay trailer,
and oh my god,
wow!
Because at first I just thought it was going to be a cinematic trailer. But no, then they went into gameplay.
So this is the new God of War game. It's just called God of War.
Because that's the hip thing to do these days.
Do a soft reboot, because why not? It seems as though it probably takes place after the others, but
Kratos looks way older.
Yes. But it may just kind of take place outside of time with the others, too. Like, it may not really be
I could see that.
He does not have his chain blades.
No.
Instead, he has a really cool axe.
Oh, isn't it like a frost axe or something?
It's like a frost axe, and he can throw it and like call it back to his hand like Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It was so cool.
The effect of it was great. And it is confirmed. We talked about the rumors going around that there was going to be a Norse God of War game, and that's exactly what this is.
That's exactly what it is.
It's literally exactly what it is.
And I remember when we were talking about it, we were like, "No, stop. Don't."
But then they showed it,
and it looks so good. Okay, so a couple of things to note about this that I was blown away by. One, it's beautiful.
It looks gorgeous.
It's so nice looking.
The effect of like the like lava blood that the monsters had and stuff.
Yeah,
looked so good.
The pacing seemed really nice, at least for that mission that we saw.
It has a totally different. It's a third person over the shoulder perspective.
Yeah.
It seems like it's going to be slower paced than the other games. Maybe more focused on one-on-one combat.
And I was watching some commentary afterward, and people were like, "Oh my god, thank you for finally doing third person," because the thing that the commentator had always been disappointed in with God of War games, and I feel like I kind of agree, but I never really thought about it this way, was that you never feel like you're in the action.
You're just kind of watching it from afar.
Yeah, because you're too far away.
Yeah.
And now that you're in it, it's like so much more visceral.
And I like the idea of focusing more on like intense one-on-one battles with these monsters than just slapping huge groups of enemies with your weapons. Like, that seems a lot more compelling.
So yeah, we see him fight some guys, and it looked great.
And the kid are trying to hunt this deer, and the kid sucks at it.
Yeah, the whole
is like, "Yo, kid."
The whole plot was the kid trying to hunt this deer, and then just things happen to them along the way.
Yeah.
And every point. So then the biggest thing that I took away from this was that I think the storytelling of this is like kind of incredible.
It's fantastic.
And way better than I would have ever expected from a God of War game.
The characterization for Kratos in particular is impeccable.
It's so good.
That's something I never thought I'd say.
I was shocked. I was shocked by it.
His little actions throughout it give you such an idea of his character in like every facet.
Yeah.
Just the little interactions he has with this kid are so good. I couldn't believe it.
So he's trying to get his kid to hunt first time his kid's gonna be hunting, and like along the way they have to fight some monsters that show up. And I kept thinking throughout the trailer, like, oh, they're gonna kill the kid. They're gonna kill the kid, which would be stupid because that's like the premise of the first God of War game.
Yeah,
is
his family
dies, and that's his motivation for doing all this stuff. So I'm like, oh my god, please don't kill the kid.
Yeah, don't bring us back to that stupid.
And that's not what happened.
That's not at all what happened.
The kid didn't die. Instead, they get all the way to the end. The kid shoots the deer, and then the deer's like gonna die. It's all like
Kratos like, yo, kid, you gotta do this. You gotta do it.
You gotta execute the deer. Here's his knife, and the kid's like,
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, the kid tries. He tries real hard, and he's like, I can't do it. And then Kratos like sort of
puts his hand on the kid's hand,
and like basically does it himself. Yeah, I mean, he forces the kid to do
gently.
it.
Like, he doesn't he's not like, oh, you stupid kid. Like,
it's still like he's like, oh, you're my son, but you need to do this.
And they do it.
And then the kid's like really sad afterward, and then Kratos' like arm goes out to comfort him, and then instead he stops and just takes the knife.
Yeah, it's super good.
Oh my god,
that moment was super good. Where he's like about to touch the kid's shoulder, but then he's just like, no.
He has to be tough. I can't comfort him. It's gotta
be hard. You can't coddle him.
And that's one of the things that like it made so much sense with the history of Kratos' character that's the way he would act toward his kid.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god, he's like actually fleshed out in a way that makes sense.
And then they pan out and show this massive Nordic landscape.
A dragon shows up.
Dragon flies by, there's lightning. It looks cool.
Give me this game, I want to play it.
It looks great. I'm super excited.
I'm going to play the heck out of it.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
I want the whole plot of this game to be that it's him coming to accept the fact that his kid doesn't want to be a warrior. Like, I want that to be the plot of the game.
That'd be very interesting, actually. But I for one, welcome the new dad beard Kratos.
Oh, he looks great. So much better than, like, a goatee or anything.
Yeah, I like it a lot. So that's exciting. Also exciting is...
Oh, yeah, they followed up with this. So it was like one punch after another.
Yeah.
It was... So then...
this is a little out of order, the list we have here.
Oh, really? I thought... What was the order of this?
The second thing was actually the Last Guardian release date announcement. So they showed a new trailer for Last Guardian. Looks good.
Yeah.
Revealed a few little other elements of the game, like the fact that there's more than one of these big creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And then revealed a release date, which is October 25th this year. Which is fantastic, because we actually have a release date for Last Guardian.
And it's not even that far away.
No, I'm really excited. I already had it pre-ordered, so there it is.
Amazing.
So that was that. And then they showed off a rather lengthy gameplay demo of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Because this was before Kojima's, and I think Kojima's was the next one.
Oh, okay, sure.
So they showed a lengthy thing for Horizon Zero Dawn. That game looks like Princess Mononoke with robots.
It does, yeah.
Which is not a bad thing.
No, they showed off some cool gameplay mechanics.
Yes.
Because we had seen a little bit of gameplay before, so we knew that you were a, cave person who was...
cool techno traps.
Yeah, who was, hunting robot deer.
Yeah. Hunting robo deer.
Yeah.
So this showed off more of, a mission where you go to a village that's been attacked, and there's some strange machine you don't recognize there that's, warping the other ones.
And it showed, some of your different weapons where you have, a gun that can, grapple things and pin them to the ground.
A bunch of different kinds of arrows.
You can hack into some of the animals, so you can use them as mounts. That was really cool.
Yeah. It's a very interesting concept, actually, to have this, cave person aesthetic, but then they still have knowledge of all of these technologies, but they don't have knowledge of it in a way that's oh, I can bypass the CPU and They have knowledge of it in I know if I stick this thing in here, I can take control of this creature.
Yeah, it seems more like they found these devices and they kind of know how to use them.
I'm going to say my one gripe with this game. It seems like it's going to be very, very story-driven, because there's dialogue wheels and things like that, and a main character who speaks a lot.
Yeah.
I don't care for the voice acting. I felt that overall in the trailer, not only the main character, but all of the NPCs we saw, I felt like the voice acting was quite weak for this kind of story they were trying to tell.
I didn't even notice... I didn't notice in the sense that I didn't think it was incredible, but it didn't, bother me or anything.
It actually kind of bugged me.
Ah.
I thought it could have been a lot better. But maybe I'll warm up to it, and I'm just being nitpicky. Because that was the only thing that really made me go, about it.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I was like, oh, it looks great. But some of the line delivery was odd to me, and just, it didn't really have... The voice acting didn't paint the setting for me.
Yeah.
The voice acting just seemed like some people, It didn't seem like cave people in Robot World. Like, a guy walks up and he's like, our village got attacked! I can't believe it! There's a big scary robot!
I'm getting out of here.
Like, he doesn't sound like a cave guy person.
Yeah, he did just sound like a guy.
Sounds like a dude.
Yeah.
And the main character also just talks like that. So I guess it felt like some tonal dissonance to me.
Yeah, totally.
Whatever. It's a minor gripe.
I can see that.
The game still looks really cool.
It does look cool.
And the models and animations for all of the mechanical creatures are absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
They
yeah.
look so good. So let's get to Kojima.
Oh my god, then Kojima came out.
Mr. Kojima walked out to Brothers in Arms, the best track from the Mad Max Fury Road original soundtrack, on a lit walkway with lights shooting everywhere. He just struts out like the coolest man alive.
And the whole crowd just lost
Like
their shit.
standing ovation. People were going nuts. To announce Kojima Productions' first new original IP, which is going to be Sony exclusive.
We saw a cinematic trailer for it. And it was the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Some Lynchian, like, freaky stuff.
So Norman Reedus was in it.
Norman Reedus was in it.
He was on a black sandy beach with all sorts of dead crabs all over the place.
He had a cyber umbilical cord
and there was
on his wrist with a handcuff attached to a baby.
Yes.
And he picks up the baby, which the internet has dubbed Norman Fetus. And he and Norman Fetus, he cradles him, and he looks real sad.
So sad.
And the baby disappears. And then freaky black handprints, like baby handprints, appear on his leg. And then he's like, oh my god. And he gets up, and he has like a cesarean scar.
But it's like a cross.
A cross on his abs.
Yeah.
And
his perfect abs.
And then the song, it's this weird song by some Icelandic band was playing for the trailer. And there's all these dead animals around him. And he stands up, he starts walking on all these dead fish. And he looks up, and there's just 5 dudes just floating above the ocean really far away. So you can only tell that they're just some dudes. And you're like, who are those dudes? What are they going to do?
And then the title Death Stranding just appears.
Stranding. Well, they really milked it, too, because they were like, Hideo Kojima, or Norman Reedus in a Hideo Kojima game. Fade out. Death Stranding. Also, if you notice, when they do the pan out at the end of the trailer, all the whales and sea creatures also have creepy electro-umbilical cords attaching them to each other.
Oh, jeez, I didn't see that.
It's wicked freaky. I have no idea what this game is.
I like, we joked about how, now we will finally know what End of Evangelion would have been like if Kojima directed it.
Exactly. Norman just needs to get in the robot.
The robot.
Congratulations, Norman Reedus.
So there really isn't much else to say about that.
Except that it's very intriguing.
Yeah, we don't know if it's going to be good or not.
Kojima said after this, too, people asked him about the game, and he's like, I'm not going to tell you anything about the game.
Sorry.
Was his answer. I want you to come up with your own thoughts, because I think it's more fun that way. That was all he told people. So, cheeky as always.
Okay, so...
at the very least, I am super interested. We had Detroit Become Human. David Cage's new game.
I gotta say,
Cage the Cage.
It looked pretty good.
This trailer was very good.
So it's super Blade Runner-y. A replicant is apparently...
They just called them androids, I thought.
Maybe.
The trailer.
They're replicants.
They're replicants.
Who is, I guess, works for the police as a, like, hostage negotiator guy.
Goes in to negotiate a hostage.
Yeah, because this other android has taken who is like an android like housekeeper.
Yeah.
And he has taken this girl hostage who he had cared for.
Yep.
And he has
the family's apartment.
Yeah, and he has like a gun and he's threatening to like throw the girl out off the side of the building.
Yeah.
And you have to like talk him down. And in the trailer,
they show you fail.
They show you fail.
They show this main character you're playing as fail. The guy jumps with the girl, and they die.
Yeah.
Then it says, all things could have been different. And it goes back, and it shows you all these elements of the game that are going to be like detective work. Mm-hmm. Finding clues, figuring out more knowledge about this stuff before you get to this scene. And then it shows a ton of different outcomes for that scene. Of varying degrees of success, I suppose you could say. It looks good. Graphics look great. That conceptually was a really well put together trailer. How's David Cage going to ruin it?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. So David Cage has had good ideas in the past.
Indeed he has.
And he's always managed to ruin them.
Heavy Rain was a super interesting game up until like the last third, when suddenly it got stupid almost instantaneously.
I mean, the first scene of Indigo Prophecy is amazing.
It's fantastic.
And then it's all downhill from there.
Oh yeah. Hard
so
by the end.
So it's
Beyond Two Souls was kind of just a mess all the way.
Yeah, I mean
it was all over the place.
So we're kind of expecting like Detroit Become Human has this really strong premise and could be really cool, and like probably you get like halfway through that game and the storyline is just going to go off the rails and stop making any sense. That is my fear.
We can hope that it doesn't.
Yeah,
because this trailer was good. Also, the last trailer you showed a female character. Android character. I'm wondering if he's going to do multiple protagonists again.
I can see that.
Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
And Indigo Prophecy. So, we'll see. They showed off Resident Evil 7, which is totally different from how Resident Evil has been.
Resident Evil has become Silent Hills. Silent Hills has become a pachinko machine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
As long as we still get Silent Hills. So this is going to be a VR game. It looks much more horror themed than the shooter it has basically become.
Yeah.
Which I have no problem with. Not much else to say about it, though.
Wander out of creepy house, so scary.
Apparently that creepy house is not going to be in the actual game.
Oh.
The actual game is going to be totally in a different location.
Well.
In a different scenario.
Well.
They showed off Days Gone.
Oh, so early in the show they had a trailer for Days Gone.
Which was interesting. And I saw it, and I was like, this reminds me of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I hope this isn't a zombie game.
But then it was.
But then it was a zombie game, and I completely stopped caring.
Because then at the end of the show they show gameplay, and like it looks like a well-put-together game, but it just looks like an expansion for The Last of Us.
So, like, everyone's making a huge deal about this game, too, and I don't get it. It looks so derivative of everything else we've been seeing nowadays, and it's like, we don't need another zombie game.
I
get that this one has, like, tons of zombies.
It has so many.
Like, waves of zombies, like World War Z movie style.
They trip over each other.
And that's cool, but we don't need another zombie game.
No! It's so...
We really don't.
It's one of those things where if there had been... Because there's always been lots of zombie games, but there hasn't always been an era in which there's really well-made zombie games, but we're actually living in that era because of games like Last of Us.
And Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, we don't need more. We're fine.
Yeah.
Guy on motorcycle kills zombies.
They showed Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
I mean, it looks good.
It
looks functional. I don't care though. They showed a Spider-Man game.
Oh my gosh, it was just a cinematic trailer, I believe.
Yeah, in-game engine stuff.
It looked like some of it could be gameplay, but I'm not gonna
say just yet.
Yeah. I
want this to be good.
I want it to be good so bad. So yeah, it's Insomniac Games is making a Spider-Man game.
Yep.
And it's real pretty. The only thing that's weird about it is for some reason they changed Spider-Man's costume.
Yeah, it's got like white on it?
Yeah, it's got a big spider on the front and the back, and they're both white.
He has white on his legs as well.
Yeah. And it's just, why would you change his costume? I don't understand. But it looks like it could be a very, very cool game, but we just don't know very much about it yet.
And then they showed a bunch of VR experiences. They had a Star Wars Battlefront X-Wing thing.
Oh, okay, so I saw that.
VR.
The X-Wing thing, I posted to Facebook at how I felt about it. It doesn't, to me, I saw that trailer and it did not look like Star Wars. At all. I saw...
Is it the colors or something?
Yeah, the opening shot, you see the underside of, the Rebellion ship, and you see, it's, black, and you see all the detail, and it reminded me of the opening shot of the Alien movie. And I'm like, no, this isn't what Star Wars is supposed to be like. This is not the right tone.
I get that. But, it's just a little VR mission thing, so...
And I guess it's cool they're making AAA VR titles,
the little game on Farpoint looked kind of neat. You're like a spaceman, and you have a gun but no bullets, and you're on an alien world.
I don't even remember that.
It looked cool.
Okay.
Take my word for it. They're remastering Crash Bandicoot for PS4. Get hype.
That was almost a slap in the face.
Almost.
Because it's Crash Bandicoot.
I thought we were going to get a new Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot is so cool. Don't you think so? Yeah, okay, well, we're going to remaster it. I'm like, no, make a new one. What are you doing?
And then they showed Lego Star Wars 7.
Yeah.
Force Awakens, which, looks like what it is.
We've seen it. Sure.
Outside of their press conference, we have, super run out of time. But outside of their press conference, they showed more stuff for Nier Automata. It's been delayed to 2017, but the new trailers and boss gameplay and stuff they showed off looks super good.
Oh.
So, great. I'm happy about that. The music is super great because it's the same composer who did the last game's music. I'm really excited for this one. They also showed more for Neo. Got a great new E3 trailer that showed more bosses and cool stuff. They're going to be doing another free-to-play demo of it in August. They're going to be collecting feedback from.
Cool.
That demo is going to have all the updates and changes that were made from the first demo.
Okay.
Of which there were many, apparently. The show floor demo for this, that people were saying actually had a lot of really good changes. So they're definitely taking it to heart. And it seems like Koei Tecmo really wants this to be a big AAA blockbuster seller for them. Because they've never really had a game like that. They make Dynasty Warriors and stuff, but they've never had a game that people give stellar reviews across the board to, and everyone's like, wow, what an amazing experience, what a cool game. So it feels like they're gunning for that with Neo, and maybe they'll get it.
Yeah.
They showed some really good gameplay of Persona 5, just kind of showing a day in the life of the protagonist from morning to night. That just showed a bunch of the stuff you can do. You got a cat. Your cat's in your backpack all the time. When you're in school. You can go and watch a movie with your cat.
Yes.
You can go work part-time jobs with your cat.
Anime.
You're working at a convenience store and the cat is just sitting in the window next to you. They showed off more gameplay for it. The combat system looks great. The dungeons look fantastic. There's way more going on in them. The music's on point. Everything about this game just oozes style. Oh my god. Every UI element they showed is so good. I'm really hyped for that. We do not have time to talk about The Legend of Zelda.
Guess what? Legend of Zelda, they showed gameplay.
We gotta talk. I want to talk more about it than that.
Okay.
But we'll have to save it. We'll have to set aside a little part for that in our next show. So this has been pretty much all of our E3 coverage. We are Don't Copy That Floppy, broadcasting on Chipit Radio at chipit.net.
Yeah. You can check us out on all sorts of social media, such as Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Steam, and iTunes. You can also support us on Patreon, which we would super appreciate.
Yes.
And we broadcast Fridays from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We will not be having a show on July 1st, probably.
Probably that...
That may change, though.
Yeah, there will be posts about that on social media, so check that out. But thank you for listening.
Yes. Check out our show archive, check out our social media, check out our Patreon. Keep playing video games. They're real cool.
They're real cool.
They're really cool. We like video games here.
They're great.
Except for Watch Dogs 2.
We have a passing interest in video games.
Yeah, casual.
Yeah.
And until next time, remember,
Don't copy that floppy.